The fact that you could only get 3 points off of turnovers. Yeah, 4 turnovers. And you only get 3 points, and your offense is displayed for the world to see, the real sports world, more so than maybe a Sunday night football game, which is everybody. You know, that's the general public. But the focused sports world, cool. How many times do we have to sit here and discuss that stupid 3 wide receiver formation where in theory they should all go different places on the field, except they don't, and they all kind of run into each other, and you're expecting the yards after the catch to be there, and they never are. Like, stop running it so much. Everybody has been dying to see Justin Fields do exactly what he did with DJ Moore in that final drive. You have protection. You have a defined pocket. You stepped up and threw a dart downfield in the middle, and look what happened. Like, more of that. Additionally, just because you don't have Deontay Foreman, suddenly your run game is nowhere to be found. I don't understand the just bailout on the run. We knew you were going to pass on first down every time. So did everybody else. So are your next 5 opponents. Like, stop this. You're better when you run the ball to set up your passing game. I'm sorry that might be boring for you, but that's how you get yards and then ultimately get more points and then ultimately control the clock a little bit more like you did in that first drive and hopefully come away with more than just 0. And that's not – Cairo Santos is going to miss a couple. I didn't mind the get-right field goal, and look what happened. You needed him to ice that game. But once again, just the absolute lack of any sort of answer. And then, when the game's on the line, you finally decide to change it up slightly. Take the shots downfield early in the game. Run the ball up the middle behind the offensive lineman you know you can run. And at the end of the day, center has to be figured out. Like, we'll keep saying it. As long as it's a problem, we will keep saying it.
Dan is a fan of saying this player or this coach has the other player or coach wired. And I think that's what happened to Luke Getsy. I think Brian Flores has got him spooked. I think what happened in that first game and stuff that you see on tape with the choices that Flores makes with blitzing, that he's terrified of all of the bad that could happen because he saw some of it. He saw his quarterback be missing because of the pressure that Minnesota was able to put on him. He saw both quarterbacks struggle with the looks because of pressure. And I think that he game planned accordingly. I think there was a lot of fear.
Game planned against himself.
I don't know, man. He still came out empty sometimes. And I'm like, bro, what are you doing?
Yeah, but I think the whole concept behind that is we have to get the ball out fast. Like, we have to, or else they're going to get here. Like, that's what it is. And so you take these screen plays where you don't have great faith that there's going to be a lot of yards after the catch just because of the rallying to the football that Minnesota does. And also it's the NFL. Forget about the plays that lost yards. Think about how many times Minnesota had someone get in between Justin and the person that he was throwing to.
Oh, yep. The back
behind
downs?
the line of scrimmage.
Yep.
But I think that he was so scared of what happened in that first game that he's like, well, this is the only way that we can attack it. And that's not accurate.
No, just run the damn ball.
You could also do that.
Just run the ball. I don't care that Deontay Foreman is out. You still have running backs that you were going to put more faith in before Deontay Foreman became your main option.
Yeah, the problem with that, I think, is the number of can plays they have, the number of options, like we talked with Tim Jenkins about. They don't trust that Herbert can block or catch.
Well, then,
and I know they threw it to him a couple times.
Then he should not be playing.
Yes, why is he on the field? And additionally, here's a concept, a design run. It's called a draw play.
They did it with Justin.
They still work, man. Like
it
design run plays. And you know what? Here's another idea. Instead of running it to the same place multiple times in a row, you mix it up. You have somebody pull right. I'm even okay with a toss sweep if it's on second down and you're not in crucial yardage already. We've seen them work. You're relying on downfield blocking anyway, or do you just want your same receivers to run stupid routes where they all run into each other at the line of scrimmage multiple times in a bunch formation on third down? The third down play calling is a huge problem because we're seeing too much of the same set over and over and over again. And it's resulting in the same plays. Like, I don't understand this. This is going back to the Tampa Bay game.
Mm-hmm. Same. And what is
Also
Todd
screen
Bowles?
heavy.
What is Todd Bowles known for?
Pressures.
Also disguising looks.
And so if we look at both of those guys as defensive play callers, I think that it's fair to wonder if you have a guy that's not as an experience of an offensive play caller, if he thinks of what he has and what his offense can do, if he's not a little bit bothered by defensive coordinators or head coaches that are a little bit more blitz heavy than other ones that he's faced. Like in both Tampa and the 2 games against Minnesota, we saw similar offensive game plans.
Yep.
And neither one of them worked. You won one of the games. But and the thing that bothers me about Getsy, and Dan and I were discussing it yesterday, I think he's actually pretty good at putting together a 10 to 15 play script.
Yes, I would agree with that.
And then as soon as the game adjusts, as soon as they have a look at what you're doing, and they decide to take one element of your game away, I don't see him being creative enough as a play designer and a play caller to fix it. He's stuck.
I need him to be more simple. And this is something that Cam Newton said as well, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
I need something to be more simple. I need slant routes. I need go routes. I need those to not only show up on third down.
How about max protect with 2 wide receivers in a route?
Bingo. I need your receiving core to be the primary targets in receiving plays. I need them to be the primary targets in your passing plays. How many passes do we see running backs? It's like a running back tight end receiving core. Like Darnell Mooney shouldn't be an afterthought. DJ Moore shouldn't be an afterthought. The number of targets needs to be higher. I want some basic routes. I want wheel. I want cross. I want stuff that uses the damn field, not just the line of scrimmage.
I agree with you wholeheartedly. To me,
give me an out route.
Why not attack them? You have DJ Moore. If you want to run a concept of max protect and put Cole Kmet out there with him or Darnell Mooney out there with him in those routes, I'm good with that. Take some chances. There's more than one way to fight against a blitzing defense. And they don't seem like they have a good call sheet to go up against the blitz. They really don't.
They sure did on 4th and 10, the last play of the first quarter.
And then they never did it again.
And where was that the week before against the Lions, by the way? When your ass decided to settle for something to get Cairo Santos closer in field goal range, and damn if you didn't need those points at the end of that game.
Well, also the athleticism of the Detroit defense and the aggressiveness with which those linebackers play, I would worry. I don't think you're gonna sucker them on, oh, my tight end. Oh, I'm blocking. Oh, I'm not blocking. They were ripe for it.
Yes.
Minnesota was.
Like, read the stat sheet. We all know how many catches Cole Kmet is averaging in his last several games in a row. Also, just watch the game one time. That's like not even a double tape watch. That's a single tape watch. And you know what's frustrating is the play where Tyler Scott slowed down. That was a good play design. That was an excellent play design out of Luke Getsy. But the thing to me that is also crucial in this is we talk all the time about Justin Fields holds onto the ball. He holds onto the ball. He holds onto the ball. Simple routes to your receivers where there's a clear defined window and a clear defined understanding. What do you think's going to happen? You're reading everything quicker.
Yeah.
Do you ever think about that?
It doesn't seem like it. Like, you're right. Like,
oh, he's on the go route. Oh, he's on the slant. Okay, he's not open. He's not open. All right, this
max
guy might
protect.
be.
There's 2 guys that are in the route. Oh, both of them are covered. Throw it away or run.
Bingo. Like sometimes you need to simplify it and just let your athletes out athlete.
Mm-hmm.
To me, that's always worked.
It would seem to be a really good way to go about stuff. I think that a lot of football coaches make things more complicated than they have to be. It's one of the things I like about what's happened with the Bears defense is you have Matt Eberflus figuring out, okay, we're not getting pressure with 4 until they make the move for Montez Sweat. We're not getting there with 4. I know this goes against what I'm about. I like 7 pairs of eyes to be looking at the quarterback, but we have to get pressure. And that means if we have to send 5, sometimes we have to send 6 to get that pressure. I wish there was that level of adaptability on the offensive side, and I just haven't seen it enough. I think that the game plan going in a script seems to be pretty solid, but once you're in it, like actual game flow and how the game is going, Getsy, to me, struggles to rise to the occasion of the game that you had on the chalkboard, on the dry erase board, it doesn't exist anymore. This is the game that you're in now.
What are they giving you?
Right. What are you going up against right now?
By the way, what are your players telling you? Because they talk during the sideline.
But that side of the ball doesn't care. We heard that. DJ Moore told us that.
Yeah, DJ Moore has been very diplomatic this year.
DJ Moore told Mully and Haugh that there is not a two-way street when it comes to the offense. With the defense, there is, not with the offense. You mentioned something about slant routes, and this is what bothers me. Think as a Bears fan now. Think about going up against Aaron Rodgers, and it's 3rd and 7. You know what's coming, and it's X glance. It's exactly the play you're talking about, where it's Devontae Adams here. You can have whatever eye candy you want on the other side.
But your athlete is out-athleting the other person.
And the quarterback is in a specific drop with a specific turn of the head, a specific hitch, and knows exactly, even without looking, when he's coming open. And boom, boom, turn 12 yards.
Yeah.
Minimum.
And it doesn't matter who it is on the other side because your athletes are better. And Justin Fields is a better athlete.
And so is DJ Moore. Like, that's a staple play. Like, you hired this guy. He knows that play. He can do that in his sleep. That is an absolute Aaron Rodgers crutch staple play that the Bears don't run.
And what happens if the defense takes the slant away? What would a smart receiver quarterback combo do if they see that the slant is being taken away?
Coming with inside leverage?
Slant go.
Sluggo.
Ding, ding.
What a concept. Additionally, who was the king of taking what the defense would give him? Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, yeah.
Like, Aaron Rodgers was like, yeah, this play is busted on their side. I'm going to do this. Like, Aaron Rodgers is excellent at taking what the defense gives him. And we can't say that here.
Well, you can get hired just by standing next to that guy.
Well, I mean, a lot
now
of people
that he's
have been,
back off the IR.
You know, another coach that you used to talk about and his lack of adjustments got hired by standing next to Patrick Mahomes.
And that's been a struggle bus, too. That offense has not looked right all year.
I love it when they're like, oh, yeah, it's the receivers. Sure, but by how much of the percentage?
Maybe it's also someone else.
Uh-huh.